These South Central Los Angeles kids are working up an appetite.
Okay, but this is just
We got one. I know our food is like real because I see us picking up the food here.
The non-profit group, A Place Called Home, aims to teach healthy eating habits. The fight against food deserts here is being championed by food activists like Ron Finley.
I want people to be in touch with the soil because that's where the change comes from. If a kid grows kale, a kid eats kale. If they grow tomatoes, they eat tomatoes because now they have skin in the game.
Also known as the gangster gardener, Finley was instrumental in convincing the LA City Council to allow some of the city's open spaces to be turned into gardens, including along street curbs. Finley says his drive to change was sparked by the long treks he needed to make to find fresh produce. The US Department of Agriculture describes food deserts as places where at least a third of the population lives more than a mile away from the nearest grocery store. This lack of fresh food hurting the health of some of LA's poorest residents.
It makes perfect sense that you'd see a fairly strong correlation between the proportion of dialysis centers in an area and how little access residents have in that area to fresh fruits and vegetables.
What the area does have is an overabundance of fast food chains selling cheap meat and dairy-based foods that are high in fat, salt and sugar.
This is the culprit. This is what leads to people needing dialysis. This is the only thing that's offered. You see that it says it's a market, a grocery store, but it's basically, it looks like a glorified liquor store. You know, I mean, these kind of foods are what leads to childhood obesity.
The plan to combat poor diets starts by having children grow their own food. Back on the street side lot, it's harvest time.
It's more strong. It's strong.
From curbside gardens, these children are taking their own grown food all the way into the kitchen. Volunteers helping them to turn the raw produce into tasty, healthy dishes, one meal at a time. Tracy Brown, Associated Press.